the questions you're going to ask are going to determine a lot for me. So go for it.
Got it. I'm now feeling a lot of pressure. I'm going to break the streak and not ask about Zodiac today because I want to talk about this movie. So just
it's not about Zodiac. It's just I know. I feel like I know your line of question. We've done a lot of questioning about many different movies, and I know. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to say. I'll tell you in person when I see you, but I know now. Go for it anyway.
Got it. I'm feeling. I have so many questions right now. I'm going to throw out a curveball at the beginning for both of you. First of all, congrats on this movie, and I have a lot of questions. If you could each get the financing to make anything you want, what would you make and why? I'm looking at Jake, and I'm debating if he's thinking this is what I was going to ask.
You know what he did? He opened an encrypted file of questions he's always wanted to ask. As I said that, and he asked that question. He's like, oh God,
no. I got my questions in front of me. This was coming no matter what.
That's a hard one for me. That's a hard one for a filmmaker because there's a lot of subjects that I think I would love to explore. But yeah, that's a tough one, Steve.
I threw a curveball right at the beginning.
That's a tough one. I don't have an answer for you on that one. That's a tough one.
By the way, I know I owe you a T-shirt. I haven't forgotten.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
I know. No, by the way, I had it in my brain.
This is what I mean. You're dealing with a man who has a vault of relationships that are so amazing. And he's like, I owe you a T-shirt, Fuqua and Gyllenhaal. Don't worry, I'll give you that can of pickles. It's like
the fact you remember it is amazing.
I would say I'm just not that kind of actor or artist. I don't know if there's something that I deeply desire to play from afar. I believe that things kind of come to you. So that's my feeling. Just I lay in wait.
Sure. The thing I would imagine when you guys were researching to make this film, you must have learned a lot about 911 call centers. Is there anything that really stuck out for you guys that you're like, oh my God, I had no idea, and we have to incorporate this?
For me, what stuck out, what you would think is an obvious thing, right? They're incredible people. They really are. And the fact that sometimes your worst day in your life happens and they're experiencing it with you and helping you through it, but sometimes they don't even know the result of if a kid is safe or not safe, or the person lived or died. They just move on to the next call. And I found that to just be amazing, and what strength that would take, because you're taking on all that emotion. You take that home with you. I found them to be amazing people.
I would have to totally agree with Antoine on that. Just like so many unresolved cadences for these people, and sometimes they get to know, but most of the time they don't. And they continue to think about that, picking up a phone call, knowing you'll never know really what's going to happen, particularly if it's very serious. It's just to go through that and come back every day is a pretty incredible feat.
Yeah.
I've read, and I could be wrong, that you made this film in like 10 days or 9 days, a number that's very, very low. I just have to know, how the F did you pull that off?
I couldn't even tell you right now. We just did it. It felt like it's something that needed to happen, right? The height of COVID, the story was compelling. I was available for a short period. Jake was available for a short period. We just had to make it work. And it really is a credit to our industry and the people that work in our industry, that everybody came on board, art director and production designers and DPs. I mean, everybody jumped on this movie to make it work, knowing we were under pressure of time during COVID to keep everybody safe. So I think it was just one of those things where we just did it. We just sort of.
Yeah, I mean, it was part of the whole thing. I mean, I had always thought it should be shot in a very short period of time. I felt like, you each piece presents its own challenges and tells you what it is. And I thought from the very beginning, and it was how I pitched it to Antoine, was I know you're not available, but we can do this in 5 days, and that would be really fun, don't you think? And we both do like a challenge, but I think it was sort of baked into the process and into the story from the jump that I don't know how much you could indulge a story like that. It needed to be done with a time clock, and the time clock needed to be very short. And that pressure and that tension we felt when we were doing it is all in the movie too.
Jake, I really sincerely love your work as an actor. All kidding, all the bullshit we've just, joked around about. And I am curious for you, like, say, in this film, especially with the performance you have to give, say you have a really emotional or dramatic scene on a Monday, and it's going to take it out of you. Can you sort of tell me how you're preparing to deliver a performance like that for that Monday? Are you days in advance breaking it down? Is it the day before that you're really getting in your head? Like, what is it like for you the night before when you're, sleeping on it?
Good question.
I believe that things take a long, long time. I think you have to not just do hard work all the time, diving in deep every day. You overanalyze and you undo what could be alive, So I have these weird things. I believe you should. Sometimes it's like you sleep with the script by your bed and somehow there's transference, you know what I mean? Even if you don't open it up, I read a lot of books in high school that way. But I also, but I think that there really is, you work on something and then you work on something in a particular period and you let it go. The night before certain moments, I think I often think about this too, with professional athlete or, what do they do the night before the Super Bowl? Like, do they sleep? Like, I wouldn't sleep. Like, what's that about? I think when we're professionals at what we do, and I could ask the same thing of both of you, you spend enough time doing it that you can contextualize, that part of the technique of what we all do when we've done it for long enough is that we can create space for our work and then we can actually let it go. And that's something I've learned to do over many years. So a night before a very intense scene, I have this feeling that I'm like, whatever's supposed to happen tonight will happen. If I'm not supposed to sleep because I'm anxious about it, then that's what's supposed to happen. If I do and I sleep a lot and I feel great, that's weird, but that's what's supposed to happen. And each thing is going to deliver me that. It's obviously not the same thing as being in the Super Bowl because you got one shot there, and you have a lot of takes, and you have a great director who can fake it even if you suck and pull it out of a hat like Antoine did with this one. But but it's just about whatever comes to you, and relaxing into whatever it is. That's the easy stuff. You get out into your life when stuff becomes actually dangerous and complicated, and I have no advice there. But for making a movie, that's what I do.
I have to stop there. I'll just say, Jake, were any of those questions what you expected?
Number one, absolutely not. But I now know, and what I'm going to reveal to you is that the questions you ask is, I know how you feel about a movie. And so so it's because we've done a lot, and I usually feel very similar to you, which is interesting about the movie I'm in. So I just, just know it's not a one-way street, buddy.
You're, and Netflix is going to kill me, but you are 100%. I've had this from other actor friends, and they've told me the second you start talking to me, I know if you like the movie. And
so great.
The second, and I'm like, but you guys, listen, I was fucking hook, line, and sinker in this movie, and it's because Jake is so good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if Jake's not awesome in this, it doesn't work. I know they want me to leave. I'll see you guys later. Good luck. I know. Next time I didn't forget. This is virtual.
Okay, but don't send it to me when I see you again. Yeah.
Sounds great.
That's the
Thank
fun.
you, guys.